go. I do believe we are live, so I'll say indeed. And greetings unto you, beloved and holy friends. Sorry for me switching things up. This is the first time I can see myself in my camera view. Better? I'm streaming underneath the roof because it was raining like a few seconds ago, but alas, not anymore. The humidity is still absolutely through the roof, though. But there we go. We're set up. Hey, dear friends, thank you for joining me again. Today's stream topic is going to be about the balance of everything, or something like that. I was thinking about the fact that it's extremely hot here in South Africa right now, and how some of you friends in America are freezing, where you might be even uncomfortable with how cold it is, and how there are people right now that are uncomfortable with how warm it is, and how, in a weird way, there is a cosmic kind of balancing happening, right? And the I'm trying to like create some depth in this understanding, this topic. The point of it, at least for me, is realizing that we have this ability to do anything with this moment. That if it's balanced, right? That this moment is balanced, right? And I'm unfortunately been a gamer for a very long time in my life. So I think about things in terms of game language, if you will. And balance is usually something that we bring up when it comes to like characters that you're playing against, right? If a character is unbalanced, they win at the game without you having a chance to actually do anything about it. So if this moment in the same way is balanced, then you are the one who is supposed to do something about it, right? And I feel like it can be hard sometimes to accept that as our reality, that no matter what it is we're being faced with, for me it's just heat, right? Like I feel like not only is the heat affecting me physically, where I can feel my body being warm, but it's affecting my energy levels. It's causing me to be a little bit nihilistic, even with my mentality as well, where I'm like, meh, 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 thinking about the future, thinking about global warming, etc., etc. Like there's just so many layers of something so simple, right? Something that I might feel is imbalanced, right? That it's too hot for me right now, and yet some of you friends are freezing on the other side of the world. A character isn't balanced so much as a humanized, maybe to feel real. Am I being humanized right now? Is that what you're saying, Sam? That maybe feeling the heat of the world is humanizing, right? Especially if I've existed as everything in the universe, as the everything, right? I've existed as a star. I have burned at extreme temperatures for billions of years. So, of course, I would have no frame of reference as that version of myself about what warm is. Or at least I don't think so. Maybe warm in my mind would be health, right? Where if I burn super hot as a star, I can do that for a certain amount of time before I start losing so much mass that it affects me. So my hot burning state is my healthy state, where cold might not be. So I come to Earth and I embody as a human being. And then I experience the heat and I can understand that, right? It's still balanced. Might not be nice, but there's nothing wrong here. I see Joy V here too. Sam, bless again. And of course, our beloved Jovan. To you friends who are wondering, where is Shan? Shan has been a little bit under the weather. She's feeling a little bit sick, so she's getting a little bit more rest. Send her blessings. If you have extra energy left in your being, just imagine Shan getting better. Right? Imagine Shan being back in chat, being her most loving self. That's the best thing we can do for now. I have a little bit of blueberries crushed up in my grinder. I have a bowl stacked. And I think we're going to rebalance ourselves Like I feel straight up like I've been less of myself the last few weeks. You know, with the heat getting so extreme, it's like I'm incapable of being as clear. I feel clear is the right word, but it doesn't sound right, right? Like, how does heat reduce clarity? Where is everybody? Are they all sick too? I hope not. Uh, Part of me feels like this is what I asked for or something, Joyvi. Like the last few streams, it was a point I was making, the fact of indefinitely continuing, of adjusting, of being willing to accept change. So maybe this is the universe, calling my bluff or something. It'd be like that sometimes. I am here for it. What am I supposed to do? Participate? I don't think there's anything else to do. Maybe, the best thing we can do is questions. Like that was almost the stream topic for today, but I forgot what I wanted to talk about. So maybe I should write it down in my notes. I'll talk a little bit about it today, but hopefully we'll have something left to talk about tomorrow. Let's see. Where is my topics? Bruh, my mind feels like it's operating at 10% of its actual capacity. And it is disheartening to feel this way. Your mind will answer the questions you ask of it. There we go. A stream topic has been saved. Yeah, that was almost the day stream topic, and so instead of going into the actual stream topic, I'm just going to ask you questions, right? What do you feel has been unbalanced? And maybe we can find how it is, in fact, balanced. Thank you for the all messages reminder. Joy Vive. Appreciate ya. It's hard to get your thoughts straight in the heat because your body is working super hard to keep you alive in the extreme temperatures. Yeah, that is probably what's happening. And it's uncomfortable to me, Joy Vive. I don't like it. I feel like I want to be go time, but my body is like, no, you sit down and you chillax yourself. You chillax. This is an interesting topic, how everything eventually shakes out. If you ask Shell, I'm always on about the balancing force of the universe. You are, Sam. Not even have to ask Shell. Like I know that about you too. You specifically like to think about the balancing force when it comes to deeds, right? What people do. That if you behave, act like an asshole in the world, then the universe is going to have a way of bringing balance to that experience. What is the balancing force of the universe? That's a good question. I like that question, Joyviv. Let's think about that for a second. Maybe let's contemplate for a few more seconds while I heat this little vaporizer. What is the balancing force of the universe? Now, you friends probably already know what answer I'm going to be biased towards. I asked this question of myself and of this experience. What is the balancing force of the universe? You got. You got me, Joy Vive. I was gonna say love. And I don't know if I have a better answer. I really did think about it. I don't really believe in karma. I believe in karma as a way of understanding things, you know? But I don't believe in karma as a governing force. At least in my mind, I believe that if karma is a real thing, as some traditions believe it is, there's a certain level of victimness to the living experience in that case, right? You're a victim to something else. You're a victim to yourself, weirdly enough, over and over again. And I don't really know if I vibe with that. However, saying that love is the balancing force of the universe, I feel like the problem, at least for me, is that love has become a very big word in my mind. Right? Like love is both a mother taking care of her baby, feeding it, and killing another person to defend her baby. Right? Both of those things are love. However, how it becomes manifest in the world, vastly different, in comparison. So I feel again, oh, the problem is it again, it like brings in like a justice. Ah, Pepe? No, no. It brings in like a whole justice thing, right? And I feel like as soon as we step into the world of what is just, things get a little bit wonky, right? Because again, my past is showing with the people that I get to communicate with, a part of what they believe when it comes to their religion is that a just God wouldn't let sinners get away with sinning, right? And I don't really know if I believe in a God that would be so meticulous, right? That as the infinite universe, as its creation, isn't going to keep himself busy by punishing individuals' decisions, right? So, in that way, I don't think of the balancing force of the universe as something necessarily intelligent, as in it determines, distinguishes, judges, even. I don't think it judges. I think it is, again, love to the extreme of presence, to the extreme of existence itself, where the balancing force of the universe being love could be, for instance, when it comes to people being like a person being an asshole, technically, love is so true that even that person who chooses out of infinity what they could do to be an asshole, and they are allowed as the asshole to experience what it's like, right? The feelings that are involved, the feelings that precede the being of the asshole, right? They get to have a whole experience from my perspective, from love to be that, right? And love is going to eventually be the balancing force that either brings them back around or someone is going to love themselves enough to put the asshole to a stop, right? Maybe it's a legal system that arrests them. Maybe it's someone who takes it into their own hands, right? Like it's a hard one to pinpoint because I do not necessarily believe that people actually get held responsible. Not right now, properly at least. Right? And I feel like, again, this is one of those be careful what you wish for kind of things. And I'm not perfect, surely, but I have never voted against, renewable energy installations in favor of fossil fuels. I have never profited off of life-saving medication at the detriment of people dying without it, right? I've never raised the prices of food that people already can't afford, right? So like I'm like putting myself on a pedestal of thinking on what side of the balance I find myself on. And yeah, again, I feel the way that we correct for that is going to be love. We're going to have to realize that love needs to be true, and letting people die without food or medication isn't loving, right? So bringing balance back into the universe as a force, right? The balancing force of the universe. It has to be love in my mind. I see you out there. Maybe I'm pushing buttons. It's not. I don't think love is an emotion. I feel that's also something that's misunderstood. I don't think of love as an emotion, right? Presence isn't necessarily an emotion. You can be allowed to experience emotions in the present, right? But I don't think presence itself is an emotion. I believe presence, right? Like again, one of my base definitions of what love is you get to see Ginger. My dad shaved him. He's so ashamed. But it is super hot, so I think he's probably more grateful for it than anything. Uh, got lost. Emotions. Love is not an emotion. Yeah. Love is presence. Love is the literal fact of your existence, right? The ability to see your hand right now, in my mind, is love, right? That's why love is true. The fact that I can say love is true affirms the truth of love, right? Super paradoxical. So hopefully, fingers crossed, slowly but surely, we few people will be able to put out the fractals, the ripples into the world to make that our reality again. I think that depends on who you ask, says Sam. Physicists would say the law of nature are what balances the universe, and a man of faith might say God or gods, eh, or gods delicately pull the strings just so we are balanced almost. At this moment, the whole of creation is spiraling towards an eventual heat death, towards its end, as each part of the universe will move as the rest of the universe moves. There is an element of predetermination to our actions, but we retain the freedom of choice to follow the path or to remain stagnant and be pulled unwillingly. It's very beautifully said, Sam. Yeah. The inevitable heat death of the universe. As things combust and turn into heavier elements, they go from a high energy state to a lower energy state, from hot to cold, until there is nothing at all. Have you seen that new Kurzgesagt video about the oldest things in the universe? Was it a Kurzgesagt video? I think so. Yeah, even with the heat death of the universe, there's still a lot going to happen, right? Again, I think balance. That's the trip that I'm having right now, Sam. Is that the heat death of the universe is something in our mind that we can think of, and you said it as such, towards its end, as an eventual end, when we have no evidence for that whatsoever, right? Like, in fact, the rules of the universe can change. The laws of physics could change. That is something that could happen, right? Maybe the expansion happens and then there is a contraction. Maybe that is, only 500 billion years from now or something. Oh, goodness. And again, of the whole balance fractal, there is so much happening, so much experience, so much life and light. Like, you are a part of that story right now. That even if there is, as we would conceptualize in our scientific understanding, an eventual heat death of the universe, I don't think that's bad from a balance perspective, right? That the balance, the infinity symbol, the yin and the yang, makes up the whole, right? And that whole can only exist as an act of love, right? It is a third option, technically, within a duality. Poor Ginger. Peppy is She was on high alert. Now she's licking her toesies. Ginger looks ridiculous. There we go. Yeah, that's why I say poor Ginger, because of how ridiculous he looks. He looks bad. He looks like he was like in a bar fight, and he only got into the bar fight because he bet his friends that he would be able to win the fight, and his friends bet him that they will get to shave him if he loses the bar fight. So he lost the bar fight and got himself shaven by his friends. Like that's what he looks like to me right now. Like, and he looks like his pride got hurt. Right? Like pride is like, I don't know if his pride is hurt. I mean, he's a cat, right? But he doesn't look like himself. Maybe spiritually and physically. Love is the perfection. The universe doesn't love. It simply is. You see, that's where me and you differ on our definitions. I believe that simply isness is love. That's what I call it. That simply is. That the fact that simply is even is, I'm like, I love that. It must be the original source of love because in my mind it is. Because it simply is, right? If it simply wasn't, then there wouldn't be love either, would there? Not even the deep affectionate kind. Poor Ginger. Why shave Ginger? What about the little hand-sized kitties? I think they're pretty sleek already. You know, they seem to be pretty fine. They have like shorter hair than Ginger as well. Good morning again, Duck Dad. It's nice having you here with the bear. It's -5. I could use some heat death, bruh. You know that again, thinking about this balance fractal. This might only be me, and it is a little bit of a yikes. So prepare yourselves. But the amount of times I would unironically be so cold. Hey, Kristen, bless you. I would be so cold, and this was especially when I was like going to school because our actual class, like school, would start at 7 a.m. 7 a.m. in the morning. So I was at school in the 6 a.m. hours, and I was like waiting for the bell to ring. And I would be dressed in my school clothing because we had to wear uniforms. You can't just wear layers on layers on layers. Nah, you had to wear your school uniform. So the thickest you could really realistically get was like pull over, like shirt, pull over jersey, jersey, and then like a jacket over that, right? And I would rarely get there, but you would usually, you know, go for like the shirt, pull over jersey, jersey, right? So like layer, layer, layer. And I would still be freezing because it would be close to like the coldest it ever gotten was that -5 degrees Celsius temperature. And I would literally fascinate about being on fire, straight up being on fire. And I'm like, bruh, no, you do not want to light yourself on fire. Believe me, bruh. And again, I feel like it's just this weird, twisted part of ourselves that gets swinged by the balance of things. Oh, thank you. John S. Thank you for becoming a member of the channel. Bless you, friend. It's nice having you here with us. I see Simon's name. So nice having you here, dude. Wish granted. You've been frozen and carbonite. Oh, goodness. You'd like to stop moving entirely. What's happening? Oh, the -5? Yeah, heat death is not exactly. I mean, heat death is like complete freezing, right? It's like literally going down to 0 Kelvin. I think that's what the technicality of heat death is. So if you think it's cold right now, bruh, the heat death of the universe isn't actually warm. It is so cold that nothing can move anymore, like our beloved Joy V said. Go into space and try and breathe. See how much the universe loves you. Again, we're missing each other. We're going the same way, Joy V, but we're missing one another somewhere down the line. I believe love in that capacity is the universe will let you experience that. Right? Oh, you want to go and see if you can breathe zero atmosphere? Okay. And then you choke to death on nothing or whatever, right? Technically, there's a vacuum that sucks the air out of you. Let's not get into the technicalities of it. You die. And then because of love giving that moment of presence, you are allowed to experience even that. Love it so much that the billions or millions of dollars that it cost you to fly into space, the rules you had to break, the luck you had to happen upon to figure out a way to get yourself actually into space, mono on mono, right? Like it's a lot of dedication, a lot of love, to get yourself into that moment. And you will be loved enough so that you can have that moment, your final moments, choking on space. And again, like this is where my mind differs as well. And I know it sounds a little bit weird, but I believe that is a worthy death, right? A loving death, if you will. Thinking about it from the capacity of like how many people have lived and how many people have died. Not many people have died being in the vacuum of space, right? That's pretty cool. Oh, you died in the vacuum of space? Yeah, oh, I tried breathing the vacuum of space. It's like, bro, there's no atmosphere in space. You can't breathe that. It's like, yeah, I didn't believe the media propaganda. Oh, so I tried it for myself and I died. It's like, yeah, bro. Love is true though, right? And he's like, yeah, love is true. Right? It's almost like a joke. A little bit sometimes. What's a jersey? We call it a try. That's the word that was generated in my mind, and the closest I could get to it in English is jersey. We call it a try. Hey Google, can you show me a South African try? Tribe, bruh. Instantly, I'm on a watch list for stereotyping. It's bro, I don't know. It's a piece of fabric that you put over your body. Long armed, stitched together fibers, thick ones. This is making me cringe, bro. The genie would have had a field day with my mistake. I think I may have missed what your wish was. With the whole heat death of the universe. Oh yeah, I mean, I think that's gonna be a nice one. Beautiful day in South Africa. It is better now. Like a few milliliters of water fell. This whole thing was wet behind me, and it was so hot from the rest of the day that it already evaporated. So it's feeling a little bit better. Still very like heavy and humid, but I'm coping with my reality right now. Not many people have died in the vacuum of space that we know of. Could be entire floating dead cities. I mean, true. True. Maybe a lot of people have been dead. Like maybe we're like a descendant. Maybe we're like a ship that crashed with a bunch of people on it, on planet Earth. From like an undercolony of a hyper advanced human species somewhere out there in infinity that like sent a bunch of ships out, and we just think we evolved on this planet when actually we've been humans this whole time. That the aliens we're gonna find in the outside world is actually gonna be other humans. That will be a little bit of a brain melt for me. But I won't be surprised. I'll be like, oh, I'll be like the implications, but I won't be, oh, I never expected. No, I expected a little bit at least. Sweater, yes, like a sweater. Sweater might be the right word actually instead of jersey. Could be definitely that cities. Good question, Doug. Simon, you have a pillar next to your name now. Bless. Yeah, a member, bruh. Straight up memberized. And the British called sweaters jumpers. Jumpers, jerseys, and sweaters. And traya. Nice. Bunch of different words that vaguely gesture at the same piece of clothing. No. I thought that was a beer stein. Joy. Kind of like that actually. It is a pillar. It has like a little heart in it. I feel like my flowers might be a little bit too complex for that scale. They're like so small. They're so tiny. I feel my flowers really perform when they're super big. I want to see them 5 times the size of myself. I feel like that's going to be the ideal viewing position. So maybe I'll try something new. Maybe I'll have to make something else, for the badges to make them a little bit more readable or something. Joy correct, bro. I'm listening to an audible book about spaceships full of people who could be a beta colony, alpha colony, could have failed, or still be out there somewhere. No contact. Oodles of possibilities. Absolutely, Duck Den. I'm stoked to see if it turns out that way. Right. Like my mind instantly goes into like sci-fi writer mode of an alien species finds hyper advanced human beings and decide that these human beings ought not to be. And then they launch a bunch of Krypton style spaceships out into space, flying a bunch of like arcs, to new planets. And us being one of those arcs, having gotten so lost in this story of ourselves. That's one fractal. Or we could have been actual monkeys, and then the aliens came and spliced our DNA with theirs, or, upgraded our DNA, and then we became humans. I could be one of them. Or we evolved on this planet independently, the whole fractal, just here. Or we started evolving as organisms on another planetary body or in the universe itself because it was wet and warm enough everywhere. So there could have been like 5 billion years of evolution. And then an asteroid or a planetary body landed on planet Earth with all of that, mildly evolved organisms. And then it continued its journey here on the planet Earth. And then it eventually became us. Or it was all of those things. And it was alien inception. I wish I could knew. Yeah, I wish I could know how to speak properly as well. But I feel like if I could have a superpower, just like all knowing, actually knowing, just knowing what the hell has been happening, been going on for the last just 20,000 years, right? I feel like more than that would be too much for my brain. Like if I could understand the last 5 billion years of history of the Earth, I think that might just straight up melt me. But 20,000 years, I think I'd be able to cope. No, I'll try. I'll try to cope. Maybe I'll, be like an insane person, but I'll still stream, share some of my insanity with your friends. Do you have to power melt? Do you have to power melt? Does the concrete keep your house cool inside? We do not have power right now, at least. And no, I mean, I'm choosing to be inside the home instead of in the direct sunlight. So surely it's doing something. But I think it's getting to a place where air conditioning should be considered for a high priority consideration. Great question, Joy. Melt. Have you heard of Credo Mutwa? No. Credo Mutwa is from South Africa. He was known as an author of books that draw upon African mythology, traditional Zulu folklore, and extraterrestrial encounters, and his own personal encounters. No, I don't know about him actually. That sounds pretty cool, bro. Bro, I mean, like we have a bunch of ancient sites here in South Africa as well, actually. Stone circle vibe places that apparently predate some of the other stone circles we found. So, yeah, there has been some history here that we also, unfortunately, do not have access to. Life is so complex and cool. Alien monkeys and everything in between. Time is so long. Anything can happen. The balance that eventually comes out of the everything, bruh. Right? There's nothing evil. There is just everything. Creating a balance of what we would consider good and evil. The duality of being itself. So you're saying aliens are monkeys? No, maybe we used to be monkeys but now we're somewhat alien plus monkey. I think that's apparently the take. Since a very young age, my views of a desirable heaven is I get to choose points in time or space and just get to sit and observe it and learn, bruh. So this is the joke. This is like you're tripping me out a little bit, Doc Dad, because I feel like this is almost too much for me to just come out and say it this way. I literally believe that's what your heaven is. All heaven is, right? So hear me out. And again, love. Love is the ultimate truth, right? And because of that ultimate love, that energy of I want to love, I want something to love, I want to love this self, allow it, right? Like that is a concept, maybe. It's like a fundamental understanding of the universe, created this experience that we're having right now. And as that love, as that presence, as that moment of existence, you arose. And you get to see this moment from this point of view, from this perspective. But that seeing comes from that place of original love. Meaning, there is this anchoring point. Love is true for every single one of us, meaning everything you'll ever see and anything that can be seen from every single perspective. If there is presence, existence in and of itself in that moment, there is love feeding into this system. Meaning that when you die and you return to your source, which is ultimately love, you do have access to everything at all times, everywhere. And you can, and you are right now sitting through and learning. What was the exact words you said? And just get to sit and observe it and learn. That's where you are right now, dude. So, and then you come back and then you choose like new fractals to experience that through. It's a lot, man. I want to know everything. I want to see the universe unwrap itself in front of me. Sounds very romantic, bro. Experience eternity, and you will. Surely you will. He talks about how ET engineered humanity, the Anunnaki, probably, right? Created opposite sexes, etc. No. I mean, if they came here and modified the beings of Earth, like, yeah. I mean, sure, like with cells can split themselves in half and create something else, but like when it came to like gene mixing, procreation was a useful skill for a long time. I wouldn't claim his stories are absolute truth, but it's fun to ponder on, absolutely. Right? Just let yourself think a little bit in a new box, even if it, is only imagination. The most ancient site I have ever been to was 56 BC. I would absolutely love to see what South Africa has to offer. I don't know if we have great like historic sites, that many of them at the very least, but we do have. Hey Google, show me Adam's calendar. Ba ba skepti bow. Scoop deep boop dee scoop deep boo. Whoa, whoa! No. The universe has a weird way of synchronizing, right? We got some 34 and we got some 444, of course. So here's like a site in South Africa. I wonder if they're going to show us more photos. No, no, of course they won't. No, please stop adding me. Oh, please. Oh. So we have like circles like this here in South Africa. And apparently they're like, what, 13,000 years old? Let's see if they're going to tell me here. Nix. That 34 and triple four are still like running circles in my mind. Can you visit? Yeah, you can. Excuse me. I want to understand more. So here's some more of them. This is a Facebook photo, bro. Like this, it's making it a little bit hard for me. Old sites. So yeah, I want to see them as well. I haven't even seen them. God, it would be amazing, and someday it will happen. Bless. Let's go to South Africa and return to Monkey together, bro. I'll bring the mushrooms. Well, it's not God. Is God not the greatest ET of all? Extraterrestrial. Hey, Google, define extraterrestrial. Of or from, outside the Earth or its atmosphere. Nope. In that case, I believe God is in fact not an extraterrestrial. I believe God is everything, including you, including the water molecules, right? Including the atmosphere I'm sitting within, including the air I'm breathing in right now, and the carbon dioxide I'm exhaling. God is everything, right? The act of existence, the ability to exist, is that love, is that God that we try and talk about. So I don't think it's an extraterrestrial. I like that fractal though. I like thinking about it, but it didn't resonate with me. Thank you. I'm happy you enjoyed, Duck Dad. But I want to observe like Pearl Harbor, but without getting shot in the face and feeling it. The thing is, with the collective consciousness of God, you will feel all of it. You will feel all of the getting shot in the faces and all of the relief of getting to escape that experience afterwards as well, you know, if you're one of the survivors. On it today, dude, I just want to see dirt and rocks. I don't need to be the Colosseum. Some dude is watching us from his after like, dude, they found my calendar. Colonoscopy next week. How embarrassing. Oh goodness. Namaste, my perfectly balanced friends. Thank you for the gift of your presence today and every day, all you peeps. Thank you. Thank you so much. Seriously, it means even more these days. Love to you, Lisa. Africa is the cradle of civilization, and Melt is like, we don't really have historical sites. Again, when what we consider these days as historical sites is stuff that was documented, you know, and verified. Unfortunately, there has been many iterations, right? Like there's thousands, hundreds of thousands of years of history that is probably buried under concrete right now or whatever, right? So I'm more thinking about it from that side. Like surely there are historical, you know, sites, but not in the way you friends have it in, you know, your Western countries kind of vibe. Question, Melty. Ask me whatever you want to. Super Six. Battery is at 34% and the time was at 44. And it is the 27th of November today. I've been seeing mucho 27s. Thank you, Gab. No, I can't stop seeing them, bro. Sending you blessings every single time. I'm listening and topic is great. Bless you, Luke. I'm happy that you're enjoying it, dear friend. Sounds like we need to start diggy diggy holes. Missed the stream. My phone is at 77. I'm on 79% of this battery and on 65% on that one. Woo-hoo! This is Gabby Duty, the Hootie Patootie, and Mr. Merkobastic, lurking good. Lovely Lisa, bringing pizza. Bless you, Jovan. Thank you for offering your beautiful heart. Offering us some love. I'm going to pack another. This technically still has some bud left. Should we risk it for the biscuit? Freaking sunlight. Yeah. I'm going to let this one do its thing. Tetrahydrocannabinol. Just because I give it a name doesn't make it make any more sense technically. You see? Because there's many other things that we don't actually are aware of happening as well at the same time. It's not just THC. Missing Shan. Me too, Lisa. Me too, yo. So much. I'm sure she's going to get better soon. And she'll be here with us before we know it. Woo! You hear that? Freaking sizzling. Water is a great conductor of heat. Thinking about now how I'm going to try and weave these two topics into a beautiful tapestry. Today, during the extreme heat, I had to keep over and over again trying to cool myself down. So I had brother Ryan's scarf, that orange and red one of mine. I had it wrapped around me, completely soaked, and I redunked it 3 individual times. It was a little bit absurd because it felt like I was breaking some sort of balance. Because in that moment, when you have like a cold scarf around you, you can feel the heat leaving your body at a significantly higher rate, right? Because that's apparently what cold and hot is. It's like the leaving of energy from your body. And the water would just evaporate off of the scarf over and over again. So quickly as well, though. And I was imagining to myself, like, how much of that heat stays if I do not have something to bring the other side of balance. And it was, yeah, I was like thinking about how clothing is going to evolve if I'm going to have to kind of survive in this environment. Shan got the cooties. I'm sure she's appreciated. A loving message. Hint, hint. This is true. If you have the time, go and send a hi to Shan. Let her know that she's missed. Let her know that you hope she gets better real soon. Everybody would appreciate that. Even you. Like, it will feel good for you too, I'm sure. Something I keep reading about is that the ET circles in that ancient Dogon tribe of Africa had incredibly advanced astronomical knowledge that they claimed they got from mystical beings, the Nomas. The Nomos. The Nomos? Yeah. Like, I just wish they would give us technology. Maybe we're already there though, Sam. That's the thing. Right? Like, I would not put it past the powers that be to already have contact with the ETs. Have already exchanged technologies that maybe our current advent, maybe the transistor, was given to us. And I believe, honestly, that if we're going to ever be able to talk to the aliens, it's going to be through a digital medium. Right? We're gonna have to have something talking as us, for us, with us. It won't be human language, I'm sure. Joe Booby, is it you who is the hottie patootie? Since I respect you so much, I will accept your truth of my hotness. Yeah, yeah, take it to heart though. Strut around. Walk with +5 confidence. Nobody needs to, stand in the way. Nom, 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 nomos, nom, nom, nomos. I feel like Joy Viv is like, you deep fry me some nomos, I'm gonna nom nom them. Really horrible winter, cold circulating in the UK and the US. I'll take some. Give me some of your UK and US cold, please. South Africa is getting cooked right now a little bit. Everyone has the cooties here. Duckling is out sick today, trying to schedule a doctor's appointment. My throat feels like it's sympathizing with all of you friends. No, please. I do not want the cooties. Let me be. Oh, please. So, I don't know if you friends know. Let me show you that. You see that? That thing in the corner there? That's a swallow nest. And usually they finish their nests completely, right? Like they build them shut. But that swallow, like there's swallows in there right now. You can see the little tail. That swallow went halfway and was like, yeah, this is enough, bruh. And honestly, I kind of respect it because technically it is enough. So my mind is going down this rabbit hole of is it done? Right? Like is that how far it wanted to go? Or is it still busy and it's still going to like complete its nest the way those swallows do? And I want to go out on a limb and believe that they are done. Right? And is that evolution? It is easier, significantly easier. So I can't really blame them. It's like 40, maybe even 50, maybe even more than 50% of the building that they saved. And they are underneath a roof. So it's not that like they need to be enclosed or something. What do you friends think? Huh? You think that the balance is shifting? That the swallows are evolving? Or are they getting lazy? Like, who needs to completely close off your house anyway, or whatever? Even cold here in Vegas. Gotta move my desk inside this morning. Love to you too. I'm baking. I'm banking that chance circumstances is the detox flu, and that is only a sign of her getting better. Sending her lovin's and strength. Thank you so much. Right? In our minds, just imagine a happy Shan. Smile on her face, strong, capable of showing up in the world, passionate about life, about living, about the things that she wants to do, right? That's the image we should be manifesting. Not like, oh, she's sick, enemies, get him in it, right? Like literally see it is already here, already better. Thank you so much, Jovan, for bringing her into our minds like that as well. The technology given to us from aliens has to be sandwiches. Ain't nothing better than a good sandwich. And a great sandwich can be godlike. I mean, bro, I'm insecure about that, weirdly enough, right? That if the aliens are going to come to our planet, are they going to judge what we eat? Are they going to be like, you eat what now? Really, what? You're doing what to the cows? Oh, please, no. I don't want to have that conversation, aliens. I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry, small infected people. I'm getting that small children that live with them gave her cooties from other small infected people. That sounds about right. Good old school, disease vectors. And then they bring the diseases back home to their parents. Fantastic. How great. Just remember, sick children get others sick because crap parents don't keep their kids home. Yeah. Viva la sandwich. I think they are here, but not directly visible. Other dimensions or something. Me too. Me too, Luke. That's where I am as well. I feel something when I'm really happy and I get spontaneous goosebumps. Some people believe for a long time that when you get goosebumps, it's like the spirit of God was present or the Holy Spirit was present, right? And I get goosebumps mostly with music and all varieties. So I feel like it's a deep emotional connection and like a fullness that you're experiencing in that moment when you get goosebumps. I had the flu 2 weekends ago. I was such a pathetic, moany, groany man. Well, here you are, Brother Bear, having survived it stronger than ever. It is freezing, Simon. Better cold. Send that shit this way. Love is true, Lisa. Hey, Shell is here. Good morning to you, friend. It's nice having you here as well. Kristen, I just looked up the temperatures in Vegas. Cold for you, but when it's that here on Wednesday, I'm gonna be like, ooh, heat wave. Do you think? I think I am on all messages, right? Yeah, I am. Feels like I'm missing stuff. Do you think the aliens are gonna show up and point at you, melt, and call you fat? Fuck. I didn't think about that, but now I do. Now I do think about what that would be like. Bruh, the aliens come to the planet and the first thing they do is body shame me. I'm gonna be super disappointed. I feel like that's gonna be the hardest thing to deal with, actually, Joy Vive. Right? Like my ego will be a little bit hurt that these aliens, came all this way and the first things they say is like you're fat. Because I'm gonna be like, yeah, I am a little bit fat right now, you're right. I am overdoing it. But seriously? Like you haven't gotten over body shaming. You figured out interdimensional travel, but you're still on body shaming. Come on, no, come on, so. I'm gonna be so disappointed. No, you can't steal my aliens are cool dream. I'm gonna continue believing until there's evidence to the contrary. Very true. I was physically working outside. It would be lovely. The lame desk won't work. The but lame desk work isn't warming. Oh, like it doesn't heat you up kind of vibe? Yeah, true. Maybe we can get one of those like pedals that you can kick at the bottom of your desk. Or maybe you can get a standing desk and do squats or something. I don't know. Spitballing here. Aliens fetch. Oh, perfect, Kristen. I'm happy that you're also on the same fractal as I am. Like, bro, come on, aliens. Come on, those tractor beams are rated for actual cows. They're just being assholes. Kristen, I get it. A 40 in Vegas must feel like an ice blast. 6 degrees Celsius in the UK. I don't know if Fahrenheit goes that low. I'm not sure though. It's weird, but you feel like aliens will be superior to us in every way. I mean, so it's not like a speciesism or a speciesist. I don't know how you say that thing. It's more a logic thing for me, Duck Dan, where I believe that if aliens have the technology to be here, right? Knowing what I know about how big space is, if aliens have the technology to be here right now, they are probably a little bit ahead of us. And when I say a little bit, I mean a lot of bit. Like orders of magnitude kind of level, right? So they might not be better, when it comes to, emotional maturity or ability to love or depth of expression, etc., etc. And who am I to say? I think they might be as well, potentially. But I do believe they're going to be more technologically advanced than we are, right? To the tune of they will be able to destroy our planet, kill every single person on Earth instantaneously, kind of vibe, if they have the technology to be here. So, in my mind, if they are here, and they haven't insta killed all of us, then surely they are at least not inherently evil beings, right? Maliciously just murdering other creatures for the fun of it. So maybe that means they have some sort of morality, some goodness, some love in their hearts potentially. And it's like that chain of reasoning that leads me to believe what I believe about the aliens. Call it what you may. I believe human beings are beautiful as well. Right, I find myself as one. At least I think. I doubt it sometimes. Mm-hmm. My throat feels so scratchy, yo. It's rough. And this is probably not going to help, but it is going to make me not worry about it so much. What is our intention? Hmm. Finding balance within the fear is the thing that came to my mind. Right? That if there are going to be things to fear, surely there is going to be balance in that environment as well. Bless you, Simon. Woo! So blessed. Thank you for protecting me in that moment, bro. Could have gotten burnt. Thank you for giving me a donation, man. Fractal donation indeed. You know what I'm thinking about, Simon? I'm thinking about the pathway that that capital took. Right? How long ago was those pounds? Is it pounds? Yeah, pounds. How long ago were those pounds minted, made? How many people saw it before you? How long did you hold on to it? And what will it do now that it's with me as well? Impact. Your boys. What? Your boys gave you the cooties melt. No, please. I am not accepting any frequencies of sickness into my being. I purge myself of all impurities and I clear myself for new experiences. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna stay healthy. I'm just brainwashing myself into being healthy. The technology could have simply been given to them by something else superior. Also true, potentially, actually. Well, if you manage to collectively get all of your shit together to get you can launch members of your species into space to explore and make peaceful contact with other civilizations. Yeah, they're gonna be better than us. Sam being like, oh, actually, like that's the writer take on it. I completely agree, though. The technology, love again. I like that take, though. I kind of like think that could be a cool story as well. Like aliens got the technology from other aliens, and then we're assholes with it or whatever. Yes, there's a possibility that they're evil. So are we. But they have spaceships, so again, they're better than us. Technology to be here means that they just have the ability to adapt and overcome their environment. They could be on easy mode. No, unfortunately, even if things were easy, right? Even if things were real easy when it comes to their technology, flying in space is hard. It's very hard. Super hard to do. Well, especially traveling at the speed of light apparently is impossible, right? At least for any spaceship of ours. And even at the speed of light, that's the thing, right? That's what we're assuming. These things, probably, if they're here right now and we do not know about them, we haven't been able to see them coming, that means whatever they're doing travels at faster than the speed of light. So it might be multidimensional, right? They might just like overlap their dimensions with ours, Brian, clip through it or something. Which again means that they're on some other level, like we're still trying to catch up, right? Trying to join the intergalactic family. Two people will bringing the gap. Bridging the gap. Two people will. Sam, good argument. I love easy mode. Love is true. Hot pipe, yeah. Yeah, it is hot. It didn't burn me at least, so luck is on my side today. Sometimes I wonder if certain tech, like the transistor, was gifted to man from ET in the form of an intentionally crashed aircraft. So I don't know if you heard me say that a little bit earlier in today's stream, but that's literally the first thing that I said as well. Like maybe the aliens just gave us the transistor, right? Like the design of the transistor and was like, this is a thing. This thing. You can compute with it. You figure it out with your technology, right? So we still have the curve of our development, but when you make like a mental breakthrough like that of like, oh, gates, oh wow, logic gates, when you stack transistors in these ways, oh wow, I can do that. That's super neat, right? That's quite a leap, and yet as soon as you make it, things change quickly. So like leaving it on a spaceship, as you're saying, right? And like again, if you have a spaceship the size of your transistors at that point would probably be inconceivable to a normal human mind. So if you were trying to feed them information, you would have to make it big enough for them to actually have the capacity to extract any value from it. Oh, wouldn't that be so sweet of them? It would be. It would be so nice. Oh, the aircraft would be drone operated, of course. Highly likely, exactly. I didn't hear that, Mel. I'm tripping out. Yeah, dude, we were making the exact same link in that case. Goo. Perfect. Synchronicities. 77% of my battery, 27. Nice, nice. Seeing the synchronicities. Mm, 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 I didn't know we could do that. Yeah, you each me. You teach me things, Sensei. Love is true. Like they gave us technology on purpose by crashing their shit on our planet. That's a really sweet thought, Gob. I mean, maybe it was unintentional. Maybe they fucked up and gave us technology, right? Like imagine that. Imagine that's what actually happened. That feels weirdly enough in the realm of possibility. Because the way that I've been looking at the universe as of late is whatever ends up being the most entertaining, the most silly, the most funny, like the most like absurd even, ends up being the reality, right? Where the aliens, are like much, much, much more advanced than we are and have been staring at our planet's development for maybe even millions, hundreds of millions of years, even. And during this process, as these humans were in their up and comings, they accidentally crashed a ship and gave them godlike technology, right? And they're like, and then they had to start hiding because now these humans actually have the technology to see what's happening in their space, right? And it became a whole new, problem for them or something. And I like to believe more of the intentionally giving us semiconductors so we can eventually communicate with them with high enough bandwidth. Or the found ships are our ancient tag. That could also be a fractal. Crash a ship, hella drama. They could have just mailed it. They're like, we don't want to talk to them, but their trajectory is whack. Let's help them by sending some tag. Roswell happens. I mean, bruh, I'm not opposed to believing that stuff. Oh. Like it's more plausible than some of the other things that I've been seeing people believe. Let's just say it to that extent. And then the gorillas eating dung shrooms got wild on the tech, and now we have AI, artificial intelligence. Would you send mail to a highly militaristic and xenophobic acquaintance on the off chance that they might need something from you, John? Yeah, like you send the tech and they're like, "Oh wow, transistor, how about you send us your laser weapons? Send us whatever you use to disintegrate people." I can just see this military, person having a direct link to the aliens. What can I ask them? How do you kill everybody before they can respond? Oh, okay, okay, you don't want to tell me. How to make sure that you always get to kill them first? Like, what type of questions would the military ask of the aliens, bro? The aliens would probably be cringing. They're like, yeah, I know you're like in your edgy, juvenile civilization period and whatever, but you really need to stop obsessing so much about how to kill people, bro. Like, it's a bit concerning. You were concerning us. A whole like committee is pulled for you by all of the other aliens, have an intervention. Think about it. Let's say they aren't biological. Their evolution is just wait long enough to have more machines. They don't have war. They don't have famine. They don't have greed. Easy mode. Bruh, my mind is going into this fractal of no, that doesn't make any sense. So I wanted to like it could be a story, but it's a stupid one. So I'll share it anyway. robot aliens exist, right? As you said, non-biological. They aren't biological aliens, but they're aliens. So robot aliens exist, and then they seed the technology to make robots on our Earth, and then we build robots, and then those robots become a part. Actually, I can still make it make sense, right? Because the reason I thought it was a stupid idea is because the robots would be better at making robots than we would be. But then, as I was like flushing the story out, a plot point arose in my mind that the thing that these alien robots want is you. The fact that as these robot aliens are made, you become in part a part of it. Every little bit of interaction, right? Even if you only talk to one robot that lives on Earth one day, right? That interaction becomes a part of this greater network of this super robot, this AI that we're building. And then this alien species absorbs that AI and it becomes like a new network, new layer. There's more depth than if it was only doing it itself. Right? How about that? That the aliens don't invade. They don't try and kill all of us. They give us the technology and then we become one. Starts patting myself down from the profuse sweat. Logic gates are dope, that they are. So much love to you, bro. The amount of stuff that we've been able to do with our technology, both good and bad, unfortunately. No, but a curious and equally devious species may just, oops, lose some shit just to watch what the nuke monkeys do with it. Be like, ooh, oh, I gave them some transistors. Look at them. Oh, look at them. They're they're sitting in their rooms scrolling their cell phones. Okay, but AI is coming. Yeah. They're watching pornography for hours. Come on. Like we cannot I don't want to disappoint the aliens, right? Maybe I have some sort of complex, right? Like I wanna look good to the aliens, bro. I want the aliens to be like, yeah, see, these human beings are fucking cool. Oh, human beings give other creatures ear scratches when their ears are scratchy. Yeah. There you go. Scratchy, scratchy, your ear kiss. Yeah. Yeah, human beings. Love you, aliens. AI or not. Bless you. Oh, teach us how to not war and nukes one another, please. No more murders. But we can use the tech for war and murder, yeah. We're probably going to even. The micromanage. Then micromanage the research projects so no one learns anything helpful. Sounds about right. Sure, you just described Hunger Games Earth Edition. Melt. Look at Mel's dog standing guard. After giving her ear scratches, she came and laid down. Like she's trying to get her belly up against the floor to escape the heat. It's been like both cute and kind of concerning to watch them also trip out about how warm it is. That's Yudi. We love Yudi. It might have been Yudi. That's Yudi there. Yeah, he's also standing guard. He's a dude. So chill. Underdog, literally. Like he really doesn't assume much of the world. He's just so present. Yudi is a cutie. Patootie. A cat will never stand guard for you. Also true. So Mel believes Harambe getting killed really did start our demise. It's the silliest outcome. Alien politics, bro. All I'm saying is that we know nothing. Ah, and all we have to do at this point is just be present for this experience, man. See how much we can learn. See if we can still extract some value from our moment to moment, right? Because if you think things are going to get worse, if you think that there's going to be a heat death of the universe where there's nothing, if you think you're going to die one day, then how much more important is it that we absorb all of the good, right? You get to be the literal balancing point, the the seesaw of how much love versus how much darkness there is in the world. So step up. It's up to you. Music starts playing in the background. You're montaging. Alien Robot Fractal is going to be hilarious when they reveal themselves as our judgment and say, they made us squishy like them and sold us for sex to only doings. Bruh, it's easier to build robots for sex purposes than people. Why would you make me say words like this? Lonely dogs. Yikes. Aliens are the traffickers. Made us squishy and warm for their pleasure. Yeah, I'm tripping out. I need a joint after that duck that post. I would have cats on board. Love is true. I'm going to pull a sacred geometry card. Let's see. My emotional body feels like it needs armor today to go out into the world. So let's do that. Let's do that actually, Nancy. You know what? I fell asleep last night. I, I did this, right? Where I was like, I need to make my flower. And I was like, but I feel super sleepy right now. And I was like, okay, tell you what, you can sleep 11 minutes and 11 seconds. And then you'll get up and make your flower. And I was like, yeah, that checks out. And then I wake up the next morning. So here you go, Nancy. Here is your armor for today. Go out into the world. You are safe. You are protected. You have everything you need to be your best self. Your armor, so strong and so beautiful that no one would dare attack you. So instead of having to be in a state of defense or offense, you'll just get to make more memories. Sending you love-ins. Yeah. I'm happy you friends appreciate it. Thank you for the love. It's easier to build a robot to skirt the consent issue than to simply give a working woman the right she deserves. Yeah. The way I think of it is that it's a higher dimensional problem again, right? Like we shouldn't be in a world where people have to sell their bodies in order to eat food and have a place to live or send their kids to school. All right, but that's longer down the line. So many issues. That looks like it worked. That's again, maybe. What's been keeping the aliens from coming the entire time is the bird population. So they gave us cats to merkle the birds, but we keep cats indoors, thus slowly the bird deaths keeps us safe. Hang in there, Nancy. Love is true. Why don't you make your flower directly after stream? They come at wildly different times. It's to keep you on your feet, right? You get to have like so much stability with my work, right? Same time, yoga. Same time, live stream. Right? You know what you're getting. And then the flowers are like surprise. And then sometimes instantly after stream. Sometimes only the next morning. Less so only the next morning. And the way I'm now romanticizing it, and I can see Joy Vive like rolling her eyes so hard at me right now. But the way I'm choosing to see it is that sometimes it takes long for the flower to bloom. And you have to like stand there and wait for it to bloom. Right? So now my flowers bloom on the internet. So sometimes it takes some time. Right? Sometimes it takes time, and you have to appreciate the love that there is to be loved in that moment when it comes. I did feel bad. I do feel bad though, right? When I only do it the next morning. But I was like in between places. I even said it in the post, like maybe only making it this morning added more significance, more beauty to the actual flower than it would have been if I had made it last night or something. To give you a tip of the hat, if you will, Joy Vive, I also think that I should just do it directly after stream, like get it done with, and then be free. But like I'm playing games with myself. It's like I'm messing with the balance of my own psychology, right? Like postponing making the flower deeper and deeper because I get into like a certain space in my mind as well when I'm super tired and I make art, right? It's like it's like the barriers melt, right? It's like there's no me, there's just the process of getting to where it is I'm going. And it's almost like that process of getting to where it is I'm going is multidimensional. Like it has like stories attached to it of like experiences I've had with people or like conversations, interpretations of me as a person, misunderstandings, if you will, as well. So yeah, art. Because art, actually, right? The fact that we get an art every day, or at least, within like a relative 36-hour time period. I'm tapping myself in the back. Yeah, you're doing good. That's so nice of you. Thank you, man. You're welcome. Stop being weird. Okay. Mel, I think you missed your calling as a spin doctor. Hey, Google, define spin doctor. Spin doctor, a spokesperson employed to give a favorable interpretation of events to the media, especially on behalf of a political party. This whole reality is but you spin doctoring yourself, after all. Oh, bless you. I wouldn't be able to do that though. That's the thing, right? Like my conscience would weigh on me eventually. I'm not saying right from the start, right? Probably right from the start, getting paid money would be nice and stuff, and I wouldn't have to think about it. But then I'm going to have money for a while, and then I'm going to realize that money doesn't actually bring me any happiness, and I'm still betraying myself and my fellow people. And then I'm going to be like, what am I actually doing this for? And then I'm going to start questioning my reality day by day. And then I'm going to start falling apart because I feel like a fraud and I have imposter syndrome ceaselessly. And then I'm going to become a homeless person or whatever. Fast forward. No, I can't. I can't. I mean, maybe I already am. Maybe I'm spinning the fact of this reality, right? Like, technically, things could, within the balance, be worse than I make it seem in this stream, right? And yet, me making it as it is right now, even if it might be worse in this world, adds to the balance that is the everything, right? For instance, like, and this is something I trip out about, and I don't know if I should do this to myself, but the conflict that's happening in our world right now. If somebody 50 years from now clicks on my streams, maybe he's like learning about the last, like, this is the way I'm imagining it. The year is 2077. History is still a thing, and they're learning about the last wars, right? That's how we've dubbed it as humanity. The last wars. Because those were the last wars where we were still so fucking stupid as a species to want to kill one another. Because we couldn't really fathom the fact that we were all the same thing, experiencing the same life. And hurting one another is hurting the same self that we are all trying to preserve, right? That this low hum fear and anxiety we have as an individual person is as a result of the overall balance of every person. So, and then that dude from the year 2077 goes back and tunes into this live stream right now, and he watches what I was doing, right, in the year 2023 when the last wars were happening. And he sees me smoking weed, pulling cards, playing kalimba, having conversations, right? Like it puts me in a bunch of different mind spaces at the same time. You add balance to the infinite. Always remember that. You are worthy and valuable. There would literally be a you-sized hole in the universe without you here. I like that one. Right? Think about that. Suddenly, you cease to exist. And now, wherever you were standing, there's a you-sized hole. And wherever you would move afterwards, there's always going to be that you-sized hole in the universe. That's a damn shame. Continue living. There's something to wear today that makes you feel confident. Mel, I think you miss your colleague. Dr. Mel, I'll see you now. I'm happy that you enjoyed that, right? Me spinning it into a thing, right? I can make anything make sense. Thank you very much. You just have to give me some time to think about it. I stand and stare at my flowers until they bloom. It's why I don't get anything done. Me and you both, Doc Dad. Like I think the longest I've spent making a flower is 3 hours, right? And it's like, that's a lot. You feel like taggart afterwards. Rocky Zone is great for art, absolutely. Art isn't about getting it done, it's about taking the moment as it comes and creating. Absolutely. Then encourage him. Encourage me. Encourage me more, please. Joey, I'm taking Thursday off. Bless you, Nancy. Hope you have a good rest. Then take Friday off for a long weekend. Long weekends are wonderful, but difficult on the return. Yeah, the adjustment is even harder coming back. If being hard on yourself works, it would have worked by now. Be the cheerleader your loving and worthy self deserves. So much love and thank you, Joe, for saying that. Simon, as you had, we just had a long weekend here and definitely need to be in the office on Friday. But I do like the idea. Love is true. I took a long weekend and I haven't returned. Oh, that's pretty profound. Absolutely. Merc? Hey, Merc. Merc something? 26. You think 26? Let's see. My mantra lately is I'm good. I'm getting better. Jobo, how do you like that? Bless. I'm good. I'm getting better. Actively, slowly but surely. Calling a pediatrician when they open after holiday weekend is brutal. Busy Signal City. Good mantra, Gobert. Absolutely. Did I miss a comment? Dr. Melt will see you now. I feel like that's the one I missed that I wanted to read. 36. Not the 26 you were guessing, but I feel 36, you still got the second digit correct. We don't pull this card a lot. Or at least we haven't in a while. Garden of the Lights. Being great and getting greater. Some say my life is a long weekend. Sounds like the start of a cool song, bro. Some say my life is the start of a long weekend. Now, scared about, scared about, it has like a melody in there that is recognizable, I know. So, okay, card number 36. Let's see. Like if I lean it too far forward, the lighting goes a little bit more poor. There are flowers popping from cactus eyes. And a little dragon guarding a dragon fruit. Okay. Card number 36. Surprises. The geometry of this card is a dodecahedron, nested within a star tetrahedron. We might say this is a vehicle of heaven. a place to play with magic and delight. Joyfully enter this garden of delights. Take pleasure in the beauty of this gorgeous night blooming cactus and its white and its large white flowers, commonly called pitaya, moonflower, or queen of the night. The fact that we were talking about like flowers blooming as well, just before pulling this card, Joy Vive. Thank you. Ooh, Queen of the Night, the exotic fruit of this nocturnal delight is known as a dragon fruit. It is sweet, juicy, juicy, crispy, and gorgeous. What a surprise to find a playful, happy dragon inhabiting the garden. This card suggests that you envision your life as a garden of delights and look forward to surprises. You never know when enchantment, amusement, and revelation will astonish and amaze you. Look for them everywhere. Appreciate and savor the arrival of something unexpected. Laugh with this little dragon and enjoy the awe and wonderment that he imparts. See surprises as marvelous gifts. Surprises as marvelous gifts. Part of me wants to surprise you now. I want to give you a gift, but I don't know how to surprise you. I don't want to scare you, right? Is me scaring you a surprise? Would be a surprise, but I don't know if it would be a marvelous gift. Hey Mel, how's John? John is doing well. Did you talk to Johan and Christian about you busting out of the farm life? I did. I did tell them that that's happening. They are excited for me too. There is like some changes coming up for all of us, it seems though. Surprise, Fractal Donation. You did surprise me, to be completely honest, actually. So yeah, 100%. Thank you, Simon. Phone battery 36. I'm on, oh man, it was just 36 a minute ago, but I'm on 74% here. 45% there. I like gifts. Do you like them more if they're a surprise? Right? So if I go, hey, Joy Vive, I'm bringing you a gift, versus giving you the gift when I get there without you knowing I'm bringing you something, which do you like more? Right? I'm trying to understand from a dopamine perspective, because apparently most of the dopamine we get from something, we get from the anticipation of waiting for it. Mel just went full Jimmy Eat the World, and I'm here for it. I want to live in a world where I don't have to put on 4 layers of clothing just to go clean my truck out from work. Yeah, that sounds like it sucks. So I sympathize. I've never experienced that. I don't think I've worn 4 layers of clothing more than once in my whole life. Maybe I've gotten to 4 layers once. But yeah. Thank goodness. Well read, sir. Blessed to you. Thank you, Simon. I will be both Juice B, and Chrissy. You know, as how it should be said with my mistake. Juicy and crispy. After my run in with the dragon. Garden. Yeah. Go and be juicy and crispy after you meet your garden dragon. It's like, oh, he's an insane person. Yeah, of course. But let's let him believe I met my garden dragon. Tell me about what your garden dragon says when you meet him. Please do. I like gifts. Melt, you arriving to give the gift would be the real gift. Bless, bro. Thank you. Beloved Kristen. Thank you so much for that. Yeah. Yeah. Giving gifts, giving presents, right? Giving love every single day. It's not a surprise anymore, though, right? Ah, man. Well, guess you'll have to only be surprised when it's gone, right? It's gonna be a surprise one day at least. Peppy butt, Peppy butt. She came and laid down. She felt your technically female gaze. Change is coming for all the boys in the band. What's up with Johan and Christian? What changes are they going through? Johan should be getting done with his masters, or is it his honors? I think it's masters. He should be getting done with his masters this year or next year. And Christian wants to move to Ireland. At least that's what he's saying, right? I'm hoping he's full of shit. I really am like wishing fucking hard, man. Like, please be full of shit, please be full of shit. But I mean, if it happens, it happens. And I'm going to be working probably next year. You know, like the business is going to be starting up. I'm probably going to readjust to what it's like to actually actively be working and driving places and having to be active and having to install things and having to carry things around and having to be mindful. So it's going to be a new chapter, which I'm looking forward to. It's going to be good for all of us. Hang in there, duck dad. Keep your truck clean, bless. I like to know beforehand. If I had a choice, I mean, the gift would still be a surprise because I wouldn't know what's inside it. Yeah, I agree. I'm the same way, Joy. The knowing beforehand also adds more juice in the fractal for me. I already practiced my thank you before even receiving my gift, so I'm not too completely stunned by it. But Popper Booty though, she mooned us. Ireland, how did he pick that? I don't know. Probably like closed his eyes and threw a dart to the freaking board or something, knowing Christian. It's just now the new place. Now here. Now here is now the place to go. Well, it's a place, but why though? Like I've asked him that question, but why though? And he literally couldn't give me a straight answer, other than he wants to do this, and that's good enough a reason, right? Technically, why Ireland? Like maybe like he's probably going to come back. That's what I'm betting on. I'll let him go to Ireland, and he's gonna be there for like 2 months, and he's gonna come back or something. I could guess, but it would be insulting. Are you stereotyping right now? I mean, he would fit in. He would fit in. He really does enjoy that fractal, I guess. Wouldn't be opposed. Oh, dudes, do tells. Oh, so much love. Let's play some kalimba to finish today's stream off. It's hot again. Can you notice? Do I change when I start melting? Mm-hmm. 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 You stereotyping? Does Christian seem like the type of person to enjoy the broody writer aesthetic living in Ireland might provide? Yes, that and also the drinking. All right, also the sitting in bars, also going to pubs, and being like, bring his laptop. I'm typing. I'm writing my book right now and whatever. I'm being mean to my friend. I love Christian so much, but I know him, right? I know Christian. I almost know him. Oh. He has it, and he's been having it in his mind for a very long time. That there's something out there. There's something there. Something that's gonna make me happy out there. Any second now, right? I'm gonna earn enough monies, and then I'm gonna get there. Wife and children. That was the big thing for him for a long time. And then it became destinations for the last while. And that's also like a big thing for him, Sam, is that he's convinced that he's gonna now meet his dream wife in Ireland. And I'm like, oh okay. Wow. If you say so. You must have some inside Irish. Oh, bro. Moving to a different country to find women's. I think too much of my friend. It hurts me. You look sad when you start melting. I'm sad. I brood. the pain, the struggle. I feel like I'm cringing, based on how bad how bad of a stereotype that is. I get uncomfortable, right? And I get like grungy. I get like, this sucks. My body is going like, oh, this sucks. Oh, this sucks. This fucking sucks, bro. And I'm like, yo, I know, dude. I'm here for it, but we're not just gonna leave. Yeah, you went all the way to China and you came back. Exactly, Joy Viv. Exactly. As I said to my friend as well, is I just want him to be happy. I want him to be happy. I was recommending, instead of moving to Ireland, go and live there for 2 months, right? Go do that for 2 months, figure it out, right? Experience the place, experience what it's like to live there, and then make a decision about whether or not you want to immigrate there instead of just jumping the gun. But I guess I didn't do that for China either, even though I wish I could, because I would make different decisions. But let's assume that when Christian isn't here, he has an ear on these chats and know we're talking about him. I assume the opposite, right? Knowing Christian, he's not taking the time to watch my streams. Feel like that's me as well. Good rule of thumb is in general, luck and timing is how you meet your beloved. There's no forcing it. Thank you. That's what I tried to say to him as well, Joy. He seems very ready for the next phase of his life. Is he ready to live with a partner, to learn to compromise and hold back anger and to forgive? He's not ready for any of those things. Oh, I feel that's so mean, but no, no. No, Christian is very hard headed. Right, very, very much so. I'm overdue to start work. Gotta run now. Love to you. You are loved and worthy. Thank you, Kristen, for joining us today. Living in Ireland seems cool to me, even without the pub life. For me too, Nancy, until you learn about the statistics of it being like raining 80% of the time and wind uncomfortable enough that you don't want to be in it 70% of the time. So it might be nice in Ireland, but you're gonna be inside, right? So realistically, it's gonna be about as the same for 70% of your days as any other home in a Western world is. If you have electricity and internet, the house experience is going to be relatively similar, no matter where you go in the world. Lucky for Christian, he is very conventionally attractive. Yeah. And he has dual citizenship. He has EU citizenship and he has South African citizenship, which means that he can literally just get on a plane and go to Ireland and live there. Has to do nothing, literally nothing. Doesn't have to sign papers, doesn't have to go to an embassy, just can just go there and live there. So like he has that as like a thing in his pocket as well. It makes it a little bit easier for him to consider doing stuff like this. Seems cool to me. Love again. Cool Dixie, please do. See you tomorrow. I bet Christian could use some feng shui. Yes. Yes, he needs some feng shui. He just needs to feel in control, right? That's the thing that I think he's lacking. Is he feels like he's not in control of his life and the direction his life is taking. So he takes control by moving to a different country, or at least fantasizing about it, which all of us do in one way or another, right? But technically, that is a way to do it. But there are other ways, like feng shui, for example, right? Take control of your immediate environment, move things in a way where it clashes a little bit less with your spirit. And then you will feel that sense of control that you are seeking from your environment without changing your entire environment. I'm gonna come to South Africa for a few months to live/work. I could refuse to meet up with Melt and ignore him the entire time I was there. Yeah, you could do that, but I'll still expect you to join the streams. Be like, what do you mean? What do you mean you're not joining the streams, JV? You're in South Africa. Like, it's easier for you. It's like 4 p.m. It's going on 6 p.m. right now. What are you doing? Right? Day's over. Come on, join the streams. Join me. Oh dear, that much rain. Maybe I'll stay in California. Love to you, JK. We're going on a road trip. Absolutely. Melt become Shell and me like Joy come over, visit your name. Yeah, I'll make friends with you. Don't you dare think for a second that you will not have me incessantly bugging you. Okay, you ready for some kalimba? The heat is again reaching a critical point where I feel like I'm off gassing. Like there's a cloud of heat around me or something. Let's go. I messed up my last note. It was supposed to go. Thank you, dear beloved friends, for joining me again on another conscious evolution. Another stream where we consider the balance of everything. What a trip, huh? Everything is balanced? How dare I say so? I do feel kind of unbalanced because I'm expecting a Shan message, but There's no Shan to message. I hope someone, hint, hint, Shan messages. I am off gassing protein drink. Oh. Strength to you, brother bear. Jova. But now she owes me max and cheese in advance. Mac and cheese will now forever be max and cheese. Beautiful garden. Stay strong, guys. Keep calm and carry on. Love is true. It's nice having you in stream today, Simon. It really was. Thank you for saying so, Joy Vive. Max and cheese sounds so magnificently extra. Max and cheese. That sounds like it's like a branding thing, right? You've heard of mac and cheese. Now get ready for Max and Cheese. The maximum amount of flavor, the maximum amount of calories, the maximum amount of protein you can get in any mac and cheese dish. Get now your maximum and cheese at your nearest retail provider or your local Uber Eats. Goo riding a tractor shirtless, oiled up, drinking his max and cheese shake. That sounds disgusting. It does. That does sound disgusting. But people will do it. People will drink freaking mac and cheese flavored protein shake like it ain't no thing. Oh, been an excellent distraction from my crappy life in the UK. Stay cool, peeps. You stay cool as well, Simon. We'll see you again, dear friend. Channeling our lovely Shan to say thank you, Jovan. So much effort put in. We're gonna read our Shan message. No, no, dear Shan. Ma, love is true. Thank you so much. The subject on Blue Box mac and cheese, swapping out milk for sour cream, will make the cheese taste cheesier. The brain is big on this one. Mac and cheese, a thing in essay. Yeah, kinda. Not that thing, big of a thing. Like to give you an idea, I've eaten mac and cheese maybe 10 times in my whole life. So not that big of a thing. Are you friends ready for our Shan message? Beautifully channeled by Jovan. Goes something like have the most comfortably, beautifully, magnificently magical day. I love you super mega fabulastically, dearly. Precious Meltmore, and all of you splendiferously strong, gigglingly gorgeous, pleasingly passionate, creatively capable, inspirationally intelligent, worthy, adorable, admirable, absolutely appreciated, wholesome humanimals considering the balance in everything. Hot damn. Love is true. Thank you so much for making it so. Quality Jovan, stay strong, Nancy. Stay strong, everyone. I'll be here again. 24-hour later. I look forward to seeing you again soon. Thank you for joining me. Sending you blessings. I love you.